This is the checkpoint. You will return here if you are defeated. Resting and exiting the game deletes the checkpoint. Funny story. I was going through it, and I got to a certain point, and I died a couple times, and I'm like, that's okay. I'll just, I got to go to, like, bed now or whatever, and I turn it off, all right, and then I would be able to come back to the checkpoint. But then my wife would jump on YouTube, and then it would erase my checkpoint. I did this 3 times.
Oh, man. That's so sad.
All right, so this is where shit gets awesome.
You know, something very interesting. Maybe this is not a good time to bring it up.
I just want to point out I can't move right now. I'm just going to crouch right here out in the open.
Right in the open with your light just shining fucking bright. Like, hey Behemoth, come on over here. Let's have a
don't pay
shirt
attention
light
to me.
party.
All right, luring the Behemoth falls to you, Highness, and he goes fun. And so Ignis is the plan person.
Oh, that's cool. Stick with Ignis as he lays out the plan. All right. This is very cool. I love the variety of challenges we have going on.
And the quest is called Behemoth Undertaking. But no, really, we're going to kill a Behemoth.
Yeah. So what I was going to say before all this stuff happened is probably the most interesting thing about our YouTube channel is that we've been doing this for a little while now. It doesn't feel like it, but anyone that's been following us from the beginning, they'll see like the progression in our lives. They'll see you before you got married.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's a weird way of like documenting our lives.
No, I mean it's weird. I'm married.
I mean I've known you guys for how long? Like 8, 9 years,
something like that. Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it is a little. Okay. Yeah. No, that is weird. If you're watching this, you're weird.
More like if you've been following us from the beginning, it's creepy.
So this shit is crazy. Basically, I'm gonna lure the beast, right?
Oh,
and then
shit.
One guy is going to shoot the gas tank to fuck with him. Another guy is just gonna cut him in his side where he's blind. And obviously Ignis just made the plan, so he doesn't have to do anything.
He's just up there waving.
And then, so it's letting me know, bam, you can warp here. So that's important. And then suddenly you realize why the Highness is the one that has to lure him, because he has the means to run the hell away.
Yeah, seriously. You know, I like the display to show where you can warp to.
Oh no, why did you?
Oh shit!
But the interface is a little wonky.
Yeah, as I can't feel it, but it certainly looks to be that way.
Right,
nice.
So now that I get here.
Oh goddamn, that is so cool. Wow. I like the damage display that popped up. Did you see that?
Yep.
It's like 541 damage or something like that.
Boom, and then I stab him, and then he dies.
Oh yeah.
Epic.
Got some real chemistry here.
Very awesome. Just
impeccable.
And even afterward, they're celebrating. Yeah, we did it. We killed a fucking Behemoth. Oh wait, no, we didn't. That's the trope I was talking about. Tiny guy with a sword stabs a beast and it dies. Not in this game.
I mean, plot-wise, at least through the cinematic, it seemed pretty obvious that he was going to get up because of course he would.
Yep.
But no, I agree. That is pretty cool. It'd be pretty, you know, I don't know how I feel about it, but if he were to have just died there, would you have felt unsatisfied? Would you have been like, man, I feel like I was robbed of my boss battle, my Final Fantasy boss battle?
I don't know. I mean, a little bit. Here's how I would have felt. I would have expected every boss battle to go like that.
Huh.
And that does not feel like a boss battle. I mean, granted, it's a way you hunt a large creature, but that does not feel like a boss battle to me. But now I expect if I ever have moments like this again where I have to set up a plan, I'm expecting it's always going to fail. So it's kind of a trade-off.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that was so cool. The fact that they utilized every character's abilities to fullest extent is great.
And I suppose the secondary thing about this whole thing is that now that he's been fucking exploded and burnt to shit, now we have the means of actually killing him because he's already
so it wasn't
mortally
all for
wounded.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. You can see it in his face too. One of his horns are blown off. His skin is blackened by his face. He looks like shit. I mean,
Oh my. I feel like he got a little faster.
But hot damn, he is muscular and terrifying.
Yep.
A beast of pure muscle and rage.
So notice how I'm staying on his left side here because it taught me that to do that.
I sort of brought this up when we were talking about the animations and enemies and how it affects the design a lot.
Shit.
But I really, really like how diverse a lot of these enemies behave. Oh boy, you're not doing. Oh, Ignis is dead.
Shit.
What happens when a character dies?
So
you can heal him. It looks like. Do
yes,
you have to
so
use a
when
Phoenix
you go
down?
I don't actually. Okay, so that's the thing is like I don't know what to do with a Phoenix down. What the hell? Ah. Stab him. Why am I missing him? He's such a large target.
That's pretty silly. If you die, can someone heal you?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
But the problem is you have to wait for the AI to realize that it needs to save you.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the one guy was pretty responsive to Ignis being down, but...
Uh-oh. Oh, okay, so this is what happens when you go down.
I like that the take cover icon still appeared.
So while you're down on the ground, you can't dodge. So you're just going to get hit. And here's how it happens.
Oh, so you can
You'll
still...
see my red bar, and every time I get hit, that health semi-permanently goes down. So even if I get recovered, all that health I lost during that time goes, and it's not until you get back to camp that it's recovered.
Can you crawl away?
Yep.
Okay,
Let's watch.
So that's probably what Phoenix Downs are good for, is
Open
recovering
tactical
that,
menu.
like, semi-permanent loss of health.
I can use a potion on myself. I'm going to do that. No, I'm going to get hit. Okay.
Well, you still heal yourself.
Okay,
Oh, that's really cool.
Damn, son of a bitch.
So suddenly now I understand why we have the white and the red bars. Now it makes a lot more sense.
Jesus. Okay, so notice, everybody ran away. Damn. He got a lot harder before he didn't, like, chase after you like this. You are just a 4.5.
Oof. Yeah, your teammates kind of,
They're just let me go down there. That's nice. I'm gonna die.
You got this, Your Highness, you know.
Jesus, man, that was one hit. See, that's how strong he is. You have to
go into a hidey hole and leave them all behind.
Present and accounted for.
So, you team up on him. You hit him from every angle. You get into a fight. They say use his weak spot, and then he still beats you. It's okay to fail.
That's awesome. That's really cool. The best part about it too is that it sets things up for so much better, much better progression. We don't start as gods and become stronger gods. We start as people, and
yeah,
I
mean,
guess
granted, we have some pretty cool abilities, but otherwise, like, I mean,
but like
the main character does. The other dude just has a sword. Like, that's all that's special about him.
Right, exactly. It's, I guess the cool thing about it is that we don't need a massive, terrifying god like Sin from Final Fantasy X to put us in our place. This is an enemy that we fought pretty regularly in some of those games that's putting us in our place.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. It almost sets a more, I don't want to say the word realistic because it's not a realistic game, but it feels like it's a more realistic position in the world.
It does. It's like when you watch... Did you ever watch Final Fantasy VII Advent Children?
Yeah, I love that movie.
All right, so like the characters were extremely active in it, and you saw them do the ridiculous things, and you look at it and you go, okay, well that makes sense how Cloud was dealing 9,999 damage in a single stroke, and he was able to do it so often because he really is that fast, and that was their easy way of portraying it. But in this, we're actually able to play it, but they don't make it so fluid that you are that character to start off with. I'm interested to see if they make that fluid later to actually show you how truly powerful you are, rather than just like giving you a stronger attack. If it actually does make you quicker and able to move better.
I assume you get abilities as you level up, right? Do we have abilities? I actually haven't noticed you using any.
Well, let me get to camp and we'll talk about that, because that is in the demo at least, that is one of my complaints. Yes, look at that. It just glows through everything. Safety here. There are stats. and there are levels, and there are abilities, and I don't know how to. Can I teleport there? No. Can't take a behemoth in a fair fight. I don't know how. Gargantuan predators. Find the locals and ask how to kill a behemoth. Uh-huh. Yep. So, basically, there's all those things, those abilities and stats and everything like that, and I don't know anything about them.
Sounds good.
Now, is it because the interface is confusing, or is it because...
It's either because it's the demo and I don't want you to have access to all that, or that the interface is that confusing. I'm not really sure.
That does look delicious.
It really does.
I would eat that.
So we're all, chilling around our camp here. We're going to get these abilities, and then we're going to, like... Chicka-ba-doo.
Seems like you do kind of advanced levels relatively quick. I'm sure it'll slow down as most level systems do.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine so. I'm glad that you do level up quickly because it allowed the main character to catch up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm glad they started you as not level 1. I feel like that gives the game a lot more flavor.
Yeah, like the only Final Fantasy I know of before where you didn't start off at level 1 was like Final Fantasy IV, and it was oddly because while every other character started off at level 1, your main character started off at level 5, and it was just to let you know how badass of a character you are.
It's funny because since then, I think Final Fantasy generally starts you as the lowest level for most of the other games.
Yeah, that is kind of strange. So here's, I don't know, maybe it's under help? No, it's not. There's a thing, though. You can check guides and stuff like that. So basically, we have 2 different menus. They're trying to utilize the PS4 controller as best they can. The start is going to get me, or the options button is going to get me here, right? And I can set destinations, check my inventory, and all that does is I look at stuff, and that's about it. Yeah. Return to rest point I used earlier, and then so if I press the center button here, I'm gonna go to item, and I can like literally use an item, rather than just look at it. And then weapons, which I'll show you in a second because it's awesome. And then finally there's group gear, which I don't know what that does because I haven't been able to access it, and it excites the hell out of me, and they're teasing the hell out of me by having it in demo. And then there's question mark, which is even worse. And that is it. I don't know. I can't check a character's stats. Or at least, if I'm wrong, correct me. But don't call me an idiot because I've been playing this game for a little bit and I cannot find it. And if I can't find it, then that means you did not make it intuitive enough. Anyway, I would agree. I can't check a character's stats. I can't. None of these buttons tend to do anything. Yeah, there's.
That almost worries me that they aren't putting much priority on levels. Mm-hmm. And that the stats don't really matter.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty different as far as Final Fantasy goes. Generally, you care about those numbers because they determine how well you perform as a character.
Absolutely. It's a very opposite of like Final Fantasy Tactics or 3 or any of those ones with job classes. Yeah. It's the opposite. Not only are there not job classes or character customization, but you don't even know what you can do.
Yeah, and I mean, this game is already pretty different as far as Final Fantasy games go because it's action focused, but we want to see those numbers.
Yeah. I mean, we're still playing an RPG. I can see my hit points. That's great. I guess.
There's the possibility that levels only change your hit points and your MP.
That is possible.
It'd be a little strange.
Kind of like Borderlands, where as you gained levels, you just dealt more damage and took less damage from certain things.
But at the same time with Borderlands, you still could look at those stats, and
that's a good point.
Leveling up still gave you points to allocate in abilities, which was the whole point of that leveling system.
So, so weapons. So when it says weapons, it means just your weapons, just your character's weapons. So it's so complicated that it's in a thing of its own.
Okay, so you don't want to control other people's weapons.
You can't. That is not how that works. It is simply like your own thing. So I imagine like he has some piece of technology that makes this like sword change into another sword.
So I'm looking at the icon when it's up there. It looks like you should be able to move left and right.
Yes, you will unlock more things that allow you to move left and right.
Okay.
And even though that is a little confusing right now, it's showing you at least later on you'll be able to move.
Okay.
So right now I have this, Quasiro, Acus, I don't know how to pronounce that. They do a lot of like Latin or Latin attempting sounding words in it. And so that's what allows me to do my warp strike and my dodge roll.
Oh, okay.
And so, I mean, it says straight up, it's sword that slices through space and time.
By the way, I love that they call your tier 15 right now Zweihander.
It's because that's what it is.
That is what it is. It's just, it's cool to actually see it being used with the proper name.
Yes. So you have your Avenger, which is a straight up sword. I have this allocated currently to my initial assault, meaning when I attack right now, when I get out of this camp area and I attack.
It's so safe,
Boom.
you can't even draw your blade.
So you notice how that was one sword, and if I keep attacking, it changes into a different blade. And the reason that's important, when I press the center button, it finally does it. Blood sword. This is my barrage. When I'm just holding onto the square, it's using this, and this attack has an MP recovery attack stat of 3 and a regeneration of 2. In other words, when I'm just basically hitting things, I'm recovering MP, recovering health.
So, is there a way to change that ability?
Yep.
Oh,
I
nice.
changed the weapon. So let's take a look at this guy.
Okay.
Right. It's it has a little bit of MP recovery, but it's also a little stronger and it has a better range. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this to blood sword. It's gonna switch these guys around, and now I have my initial assault, and then I hold on. I keep pressing square.
That's really cool.
Right. So you have all those things. There's the counter, which you were saying, and then if you want to see this Zweihander,
Nice.
it's the air. So you can change things up. My personal favorite is to keep the blood sword to the basic attack because you do need that recovery. But there's this one right here with criticals. I like to actually make that my jump attack and then switch that with a counter. I like to switch these two. Basically, is what I'm saying. You'll have different animations for which weapon you're using in different slots.
That's kind of crazy, actually, because that's a lot of animation work.
It is a lot of animation, gives you a lot of customization, and it makes you feel like you're in control of what you're doing.
Yeah, literally, how many slots are there? 5?
There are 5.
So quite literally, for every single type of weapon, they had to do 5 animations. So right here, we're at least looking at 25 animations.
Actually, not exactly.
No?
The Wyvern Lance and the Partisan are both like.
Oh, okay.
They have the same animation.
So right now we're looking at least 20, but I assume there's probably going to be different weapon types later on too.
Mm-hmm.
That's really impressive. So they really did put a lot of effort into
They
animation
wanted you
in this
to
game.
feel like a weapons master, and you do.
It gives this game a lot more complexity than I thought that it had. I didn't even I didn't have any clue that was a thing until just now.
Mm-hmm. But anyway,
my last question about weapons though, the tiers, are those predetermined, or can you rank up the tiers?
I do not know the answer to that.
Okay, it looks like they're probably predetermined.
I imagine that they can probably be ranked up by using crafting gear.
That would make sense.
Yeah, because the blood sword is the weakest thing I have, but that's probably on purpose because it's all obviously like the best weapon I have.
And it's the one that you probably use the most too. So if
absolutely, you need that.
Yeah, if the tier increased from using it, it should have been probably the highest out of all these.
Oh, also every weapon determines what kind of spells you have. If you notice, I've been able to move left and right. To change this. So like bam, let me get off the grounds here because nobody may attack while on safe grounds.
I actually was wondering about that because I couldn't really tell when you had abilities or if you had abilities and had been using them.
Mm-hmm. I've actually used every single one of these at some point. Tempest is probably my favorite next to Drainblade because here we go, Drainblade Tempest. Tempest is like that big whirling attack I used to hit everybody. Drainblade is the pinkish purple attack I use, and when you hit something with it, you drain it. You get hit points out of it. Full thrust, I think, is the weakest out of all of them. You have this like range, like you kind of thrust and do a really far thrust. That's all. It's just you move a lot. And Dragoon Jump is my favorite just because of nostalgic purposes.
Dragoons, I mean...
Yeah, exactly. You jump really high in the air, and it gives a delay, and then you come smashing down, dealing a crap load of damage.
Nice.
The problem is if you're fighting a fast creature with it, they'll just move out of the way, and you're just kind of like there. But yeah, so that's about it for that. I don't got much more to say about weapons except for watch me destroy awesome things.
Cool. Well, I think that's all we have for this episode. There's probably, so we want to finish the demo, right?
Yeah.
There's maybe, you told me that there was another third of the demo left to play.
Yeah, just about.
So we're gonna finish it. There's gonna be hopefully only a few days in between, just because Nathan is gonna be a sack and leaving.
I gotta go on my honeymoon.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife's been very patient with me, but it's about time.
I mean, excuses. So.
I'm gonna throw this back in your face. Just you wait.
Oh, please do.
Yeah. So I'll see you guys in a couple days, and then we can finish this then. So I hope you enjoy.
Woo-hoo.
All right. Well, see you in the archives.
See you in the archives.